The most underrated quarterback in the NFL? Well,
Carr to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Across the middle, it's Waller. And he'll bring it down.
Derek Carr has quite possibly been the most underrated quarterback in the NFL since he's been drafted. Drafted in 2014, number 36 overall by the then Oakland Raiders, Derek Carr did not have much hype. One, the Carr last name, and two, the Raiders had been struggling to draft a quarterback in the first, second, whatever round they chose since Rich Gannon back in 2002 to 2003. The likes of quarterbacks since Rich Gannon up to Derek Carr, we had guys like Jamarcus Russell, Kerry Collins, Bruce Gradkowski. Y'all remember that guy? Carson Palmer, Terrell Pryor. This is in no particular order. These are just names coming off the top of my head. Jason Campbell. I mean, the list can go on until they finally drafted Derek Carr in the second round in 2014. And I truly believe that he has been the most, not just one of, the most underrated quarterback since he's been in the league. Came in the league, dropped 21 touchdowns and 14 picks. Not bad for a rookie. That is the best we've seen a rookie Raider quarterback play, or even a Raider quarterback play in general, since Rich Gannon. That's how long ago, or that's how long it took for the Raiders to get another what looked like just at least a competent quarterback. But we know that Derek Carr became much more than that, especially as we know him now. But even to this day, Derek Carr continues to be disrespected constantly by not only fans but also media, as people just see Derek Carr as just this bottom of the line quarterback that like just isn't worth anything, blah 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 blah. And I think it's ridiculous, honestly, because I've watched this dude play since he got drafted, and he has made some throws that I'm telling you what a lot of quarterbacks in the league cannot make. Like I've seen him hit some throws. Go to 2018 against the Detroit Lions and watch his pass to Jalen Richard. That is a throw only a handful, five quarterbacks can make that. And if that just shows how good Derek Carr is. And if you pull up his stats, Derek Carr has 31,000 passing yards in his career, 193 touchdowns, and 85 interceptions. So his touchdown to interception ratio obviously is very, very, very good. He has over 100 touchdowns than he does picks, which is something you'd be surprised a lot of quarterbacks cannot say. And the fact that this man got the Raiders into the playoffs last season with a 10-7 record, with his head coach getting fired, his leading wide receiver, his number one wide receiver, getting in a wreck and ruining his career, another first round corner getting released from the team for doing something stupid, starts 3-0, ends up at 6-7, and ends 10-7 and makes the playoffs. The fact that he made the playoffs, and get this, and Zay Jones was his number one outside receiver. Tell me, besides maybe Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, any of those main top five quarterbacks, who is going to do that? And who is going to do it as clutch as Derek Carr is? As statistically, he's one of the clutchest quarterbacks, not only right now, but that the league has ever seen. And people forget that this man was literally the leading MVP candidate back in 2016. I know that was a few years ago now, but it's still there. Like, this is still the same guy. 28 touchdowns to 6 interceptions in 15 games. 12-3 record, but an unfortunate injury puts him out for the playoffs. Didn't get to start in his first playoff appearance. And then this year, he made the playoffs again and was able to actually perform. And he threw for over 300 yards and was one drive away from going into overtime and possibly beating the team that made the Super Bowl, because the Raiders were in multiple overtime games last season and they won every single one of them. Thanks to this guy right here. And I know that Derek Carr is always going to get his critics. He's always going to get his haters. They're going to hate when he does terrible because there are games where he's not great. And they're going to make excuses and say that he wasn't good in games that he was fantastic in. They're going to give the credit to the lion's share of everyone else when he does good, and they are going to give him all the blame when he does bad. And that's how people are going to treat Derek Carr for probably the rest of his career. And if you look at the stats, you just look at the eye test too, especially in clutch situations. This guy is a top 10 quarterback, and I will say that right now. And I'm never going to back down on that because I truly believe that Derek Carr is a very, very good quarterback who has had some very, very bad teams built around him, and that's just factual. Go to 2018. His number one receiver was Brandon LaFell. That is all that you need to know about that, okay? And Derek Carr is also just not going to be as popular because he is playing for the Raiders, and the Raiders infamously have kind of a beef with the league that they play with, the Raiders. And he's never going to get the recognition he deserves, and he's never going to get the praise that he deserves because people don't like Derek Carr because people don't like the Raiders. If he were on any other team, people would love Derek Carr, and that's just because it's Raiders versus the world, Raider Nation. And just like with Al Davis, Al versus the NFL, the Raiders versus the NFL. It's never going to go away. Teams are always going to hate Derek Carr. Fans are always going to hate Derek Carr because fans and teams hate the Raiders. And they're just mad. They're just mad that the Raiders are relevant and competent again. And it just makes people angry. And it's honestly the funniest thing I've ever seen. At the end of the day, we just need to start giving Derek Carr his props. We need to give him his props when he's amazing, and we do need to hold him accountable when he's not great. But Derek Carr, no matter how y'all want to spin it, is the most underrated quarterback in the entire NFL, and I don't even think it is a competition. Give him his respect. Don't hate just to hate. Watch your screen and you'll see it. Trust me. Derek Carr is that guy, and he's not going to go anytime soon. Derek Carr, I got you.